Howdy doody.
What's going on, guys? Corey the Yard Boy coming at you today. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a video with some footage for you, but we're going to get that in today. And what we're going to talk about today is it's that time of year. Take my plug phones out, by the way, so I can hear myself. It's that time of year when the leaves are coming down, and there's a lot of different ideas about how to deal with leaves. I'm set up to do most all of them. I've got baggers, as some of you have seen on my Instagram. I've got this accelerator aluminum bagger that will fit on my 36-inch Skag. I haven't really used it much this year because I've been trying to just keep up every week with the leaves coming down, keeping them mulched up. And this particular property we're going to look at today, this is about the third or fourth time I've mulched a lot of leaves in the backyard. Now the good news is the backyard is about done. The bad news is the front yard is just now starting to turn, so they're going to drop. But in this particular scenario, I can just push them to the curb and the city comes around and collects them. So today what we're going to do, I've got the as always, I run this all season long. I've got the X blades with the mulching blade and the high lift blade, or actually I guess it's more of a standard lift blade on the Turf Tiger, and we're going to mulch these up. And I think maybe one more visit the backyard will be taken care of on this property, and then the front yard, as they start dropping, we'll just come around and blow them to the curb for the city to pick up. Now I've got really two towns that I work in, and the other town does not have curbside pickup. Let me rephrase that. They have curbside pickup, but you have to put them in biodegradable bags. I ain't doing that. So that's where you'll see in some of my other videos from years past, I've got the leaf loader that mounts on the dump trailer, and don't have a lot of scenarios where that's necessary, but there are a few. And try not to pull that thing out any more than I have to. Contemplated just getting rid of it simply because I just don't have situations where it's not necessary anymore. But you know how it goes, guys. The minute you let something go, you'll wish you had it back. So it's paid for, it's sitting in the shed, and it's not costing me anything, so I just keep hanging on to it. So I'm gonna get you set up back here in the backyard, and we're gonna mulch some, we're gonna pulverize some nice fluffy dry leaves today, and then we'll see the after result. I've already gotten them blown out away from the fence. I probably could have gotten you some footage with that, but hey, it is what it is. So let's get back here and let's get to work. care of a big pile of leaves in the backyard instead of having to move them to the curb. Now, I know some of you think, that's too many leaves, you're going to suffocate that. Listen, that yard just, it's not, it's a lot of Bermuda grass, it's a lot of, just a mixture of everything. Not to mention the fact, there's a big dog that runs in the backyard. So having nice turf fescue back there is just, it's not going to happen. We've tried it. There's too much shade. It doesn't work. So what you might or might not have noticed is the customer's yard the property goes all the way back to that back fence, but there is an easement in there for the city because they sit at the bottom of a hill and all the water from the neighborhood drains down there into the storm drain, and that easement is where there's a pipe right across the fence on the neighbor's yard where the water dumps into that easement, and then it drains on out into another ditch that carries it away to the river. So I tell you all that to say that even if I don't get everything chopped up, I tend to blow it towards that easement, and I chop it up pretty fine, don't get me wrong, because some of you say, hey, you put alerting. Shut up. I chop it up as fine as I can, but I always make a point to work it back to that easement so that when we get a rain, and we typically get, you know, a decent amount of rain in November and December in Middle Tennessee, it'll carry it on down. The problem you run into, if you don't mulch everything up in that yard, the customer does at least have what I call, growing up on a farm, cattle gap across a creek that's hinged, and it will, when there's a large amount of water, it will open and allow the water to flow through. And so in the past, before he had that, he actually had a flash flood one night that just completely wiped his fence out. Insurance paid to replace it, but they were smart enough to put those floodgates in there that are on a hinge, and it's heavy enough the dog can't push it to get out, but it's still in such a way that the water can push it and flow through when it's heavy enough and not tear the fence down. So, hey, appreciate you guys watching. I know it's been a while since I've had a video, and just know that life is kind of crazy with 2 teenage daughters in sports, and I keep saying I'm gonna get better at this. I just have to prioritize life, and YouTube is not life, at least not right now for me anyway. So we'll get better with it. We'll get you some more content, and remember, check out Toro Eyewear. They don't pay me a dime to tell you about them, but I was lucky enough to find them. Shane with DLT turned me on to them, and I've got 2 pairs. I've got this pair that I work in, and I've got a pair that I keep in my wife's car. That's kind of I call them my dad glasses. They've got they're fire red lenses in them. Love them, and have already had a warranty claim with them. The hinge got broken. Easy peasy, they replaced it. So, and the plug phones, the Sovereign Duo earbuds, had those in today. Hey, worked great. Best, and I'm not blowing smoke at you guys. I've used a lot of different things over the years for hearing protection and for playing music and whatnot, playing the radio. These are the best ones I've ever used. Honest to God, the best ones I've ever used. And most earbuds in the past, if I wanted to hear them over the blower or hear them over the mower, I've got to have it cranked to max volume, and that's not good on my ears either. But these, no, don't have to do that. So check them out. There's a lot of different places you can get them. Again, I don't get a dime. I don't get a dime for it. I don't get paid. I don't get anything from YouTube. Nothing. I just do it to be out there with you guys, and because when I was starting out, I wish there had been YouTube, because I could have learned a lot of things. So, y'all have a good one. Head over to www.theyardboy.net for all things Yard Boy, and hey, y'all keep them straight out there now, you hear?
Howdy doody.